Bobby Bones Show.
Eddie came over to the house last night, and we did a Bobby cast, which is a music podcast I do from my house. We talked about despised bands that are actually very successful and why. For example, Nickelback. Here you go. And we just kind of broke down why people don't like Nickelback. And I tell you, it's dumb. I think Nickelback's a fine band with a lot of hits. Who else do you think's on the list of bands that people give a hard time to?
Creed.
Yeah, exactly. Another one. Here you go.
But I don't know. Yeah, why?
Because people are losers.
Yeah.
And they just want to pick on somebody. Loved Creed back in the day. I don't love them now if they put out music now, but for the time, it was exactly the opposite of what was happening. And they had catchy songs. And also, the one that I really had a problem with, because I still love them, they don't make new music now, but I still listen to them, is this one right here. Limp Bizkit. Yeah. Did you like Limp Bizkit back in the day?
I mean, it's fine.
Mess with Limp Bizkit? Yeah, you can mess with Limp Bizkit.
Good. Yeah.
So check out the latest Bobby cast. It's a music podcast I do from my house. Eddie and I last night talked about all these bands that are despised but actually very successful. Matchbox 20 was on the list. The Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, what?
He's just blown away at this.
Those are good.
Smash Mouth. That I can kind of agree with. But yeah, check it out. Coming up in just a second, Amy's Pile. It's a whole news pile over there. What do you have?
Okay, so I have an update to a story last week where someone has come out and apologized for a story that was controversial.
Well, I need more than that.
Oh, well, remember the whole Disney elementary school fine? They got fined for showing Lion King? We'll have an update on that coming straight from the Disney CEO.
Someone, they're apologizing?
Yeah, but there's more than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else you got in the pile? I don't feel like I'm adequately teased by that one. I don't think I would stick around just for that one. Go ahead.
I have the big winners from the Oscars last night.
Okay.
And like between everyone in this, I think we've seen like 3 of the movies from the winners.
Okay, well, give me another one.
And then a study found what time you're the happiest in your workday.
That I'll come back for. The other 2, I was probably going to change it.
Oh,
but that
okay.
one I'm curious
Like
about.
these are very specific things, like what time we're our happiest, and then specific things throughout our day that make us happy.
Okay, we'll do that coming up next.
This is the Bobby Bones Show.
Here's Amy's pile of stories.
So last week I shared a story about how this PTA showed The Lion King as a fundraiser at the school. And they were just doing it to make money. Like a dad bought the DVD, didn't know there was anything wrong with it. Well, Disney's licensing company fined the PTA $250. And the CEO found out about it, and he sent them a note saying that he's sorry that their licensing company fined them. They have waived the fee, and he even said that he's personally going to donate to their fundraising initiative.
What did he back down?
He knows it's not right.
But also the big thing, I mean, I had no idea you couldn't show, like if you're like at the school, because I watched Disney movies at school. I didn't know you really technically couldn't do it.
The rule is if you buy it for single use, it's supposed to be like a single family use. You're not supposed to be able to show it. Otherwise, you'd buy it for a movie theater. You just show it in a movie theater to everyone. It's just to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
It's the same reason you can't buy a UFC fight for $69.99 and then show it at a sports bar. You have to pay the sports bar rate, which is like $500, $600. Dang. Right.
Yeah.
So I get it. Good for him. Good PR move by. Who was the CEO that did that? Was it?
Bob.
Oh, Bob Eisner.
Iger.
Oh, Bob Iger. Yeah, that's who it is.
You know him?
Well, no, he's the head guy.
Okay.
He's the biggest guy.
You never met with him?
No, he won't take my meeting. No.
Oh, you're our mentor on American Idol.
Yeah, no, he doesn't even know who I am.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. All right, what else?
Okay, so the winners last night at the Oscars, Best Picture went to Parasite. It's the first foreign film to win Best Picture.
And I thought I would never watch it because I don't want to read subtitles the whole time. But Mike D, come over to the microphone. Mike D said it was really good.
It is amazing. And after about 5 minutes, you won't even notice the subtitles. It's really good.
That's so hard to say.
Didn't Eddie tell you that about that Italian movie?
Yeah. I noticed the subtitles the entire time. It ended up being good. I gave Eddie that. It really was a good movie, and because I was hating on it hard, but you noticed the subtitles.
What was the movie that you had to watch?
I don't know. What was it
Life
called?
is Beautiful.
Life is Beautiful.
Did it win the Oscar?
Yeah, it won a Best Picture, I think, back in the day.
Yeah.
It couldn't have,
I
though.
don't know.
This is the
This is
first
the first
foreign-
foreign film.
It did not
Why
win.
do you
okay.
just say stuff?
Maybe it won like best
It was maybe
subtitle.
nominated, but it did not
Maybe
win.
it was nominated.
Yeah.
So Parasite's good.
Yeah, I think that's a great win.
Is it about a parasite?
No, the family is like a parasite, so
Oh.
And it's kind of Black Mirror-ish.
yeah, it's like in the style of Black Mirror, like not scary, but kind of suspenseful in that way.
What are you guys looking at over there?
It won Academy Award for Best Foreign Film.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not the Best Picture.
You're getting in
I
that habit, though, of
apologize.
just yelling out fake facts, man.
Dang, okay, I'll stop doing that.
All right, what else, Amy?
Best Actress went to Renee Zellweger in Judy.
Did you watch that?
That's like the only one I didn't see.
Okay, and she played Judy Garland. All right, what else?
Yeah, I want to see that. Best Actor went to Joaquin Phoenix in The Joker.
Yeah.
We all expected that, right?
Yeah.
And then Best Supporting Actor went to Brad Pitt. This is his second Oscar. I guess
won another
some
for
people
producing.
thought, yeah, and
Well, no, he had never won for acting ever.
oh, not his second Oscar.
Yeah, but the whole thing was he had never won an acting Oscar. He had only won one for producing. What did he produce back
12
in the
Years
day?
a Slave.
Okay.
And that was for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
And are you going to talk about this on Movie Mike's Movie Podcast?
Yeah, I'm breaking down all the wins, yeah.
Okay, subscribe to that, yes.
I know you love The Irishman on Netflix, which that was nominated for 10, had 10 nominations, and it didn't win anything.
I watched both parts, 1 and 2 of The Irishman. I thought they were both excellent.
Yeah, so.
There's not 2 parts. It's 3.5 hours.
broke
I
it
was
in
like,
two.
I was like, I don't know that. So I don't want to be Eddie and be like, yeah. Like, I'm just like, okay, I'm not
Yeah.
going to correct you.
Don't say yeah
You're
anymore.
getting the reputation, Eddie, of the guy who just yells out fake things.
It sounds right when you say it. I'm like, yeah, of course. Why not? Why wouldn't it win Best Picture?
All right, Mike D, thank you.
Yeah.
What else you got, Amy?
So a study found what time you're your happiest throughout your workday, and really the happiest moment of the day is at 3:25 p.m. for whatever reason. But what I really pulled from this is like the little things throughout the day that make us the happiest.
Well, no, I say it's 3:25 p.m. because you're leaving work in an hour and a half.
Oh, you're getting
Like you're probably still getting a little bit of stuff done. It's probably somewhat productive as you're shutting it down, and work's almost over. That's what I would say.
rounding the corner.
What are the other little
headed
notes?
home. Okay, so we love getting home after work. That's
no,
amazing.
No crap.
That's the best time of day.
Number 4 is when your boss shows you some appreciation. That's like a high for people. And number 3, the moment you sit down in front of the TV at night. Number 2 is eating a great dinner. And then the number 1 feeling throughout the day is if we can wake up after a great night's sleep. So those are some highs.
I slept okay last night.
Yeah?
Yeah, I slept okay.
That's good.
I mean, I guess I always come in. it's 2 days for me. I always get the 2-day effect. Today isn't from last night's sleep. Today is from the night before that. Maybe that when you get older. Because when I went and we shot American Idol far in Hawaii, it was far away from here. It was like a 12-hour flight. It took me 4 days to get back to normal because I didn't sleep. We just flew back overnight. By the time Friday came last week, I was feeling pretty good. The week was over. My favorite part of the show, going home. Just like that.
Another favorite moment, it wasn't in the top 5, but is the moment you take off your work clothes. And I thought of you because that's what you like to go home and just like
Take my clothes
start
off.
taking things
Walk in the
off.
front door, take them all off. I'll leave a pile of clothes. You can find where I am by following my track of clothes all the way to the bedroom.
Yeah.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, maybe that's my pile.
There you go.
That was Amy's pile of stories.
All right, Luke Combs, even though I'm leaving, if you guys want to call us, you can. Questions, comments. 877-77-Bobby. That's our phone number. Appreciate you guys.
Daddy.
latest from Nashville and Hollywood. Morgan number 2's 30-Second Skinny.
Florida Georgia Line teased on social media that they will be dropping a country remix of Justin Bieber's song Yummy on February 19th.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Yummy.
You love that song, though.
I know,
I
it's so
do.
good.
What's a country remix mean? Are they just singing it?
And does that mean Justin's like a
I
green
don't
light
know.
it?
Do you know what it means?
No, they just posted on social media of them in the studio working on the remix, but not really any details as to what that means.
I'm gonna TBD this one. No, they can't. They don't need to spoil my song. That's my song. When it comes on, like I feel.
I'm sure that it'll be good, just a different version.
We'll see how that goes.
Spice it up.
What else?
Miranda Lambert brought out her high school chorus on stage with her to perform her song Tin Men while she was back in her hometown, and she shared the moment on her Instagram, thanking them for all of it.
Do we have a clip of this?
No, there's no video yet. It's just a picture of them all on stage.
That's cool.
What else?
Jason Aldean and Florida Georgia Line collaborated together on a bourbon whiskey. It's called Wolf Moon Bourbon, and it's described as caramel, sweet corn, honey, also mixed with oak and spice.
So I've never had bourbon, but if you drink bourbon, do you taste all that stuff in it, Eddie?
I mean, I don't really drink it. I don't drink it because that's like a manly man's drink. They drink it straight.
Like are on the rocks.
But if
Yeah.
they make something, like read all those ingredients again.
It's caramel, sweet corn, honey, and candied fruit balanced with oak and spice.
Would you taste that in a liquor?
I mean, some liquors you would, I guess. Usually it's the aftertaste. You kind of like breathe out your nose after you drink it. You're like,
Bobby,
oh, there's the honey.
Don't be fooled by that. Those are the flavors that are in it. But wine often, I read wine and it's like, oh, it tastes like chocolate and raspberries. And I'm like, not that it tastes good. And I'm sure their bourbon tastes amazing, but it's still going to have an alcohol taste. Like you're not going to just be able to like throw it on back because it's got all those.
Description
Bobby's
is.
like, this sounds like candy.
Dang. All right, is that it?
Yeah, but Morgan number 2, that's your skinny.
Bobby Bones.
Hey, Bobby Bones here. Tax Slayer knows when it comes.
Here's the Bobby Bones Show. Let's go.
All right, over to Amy with the morning corny. Here we go.
The morning corny.
What's the hardest thing about learning to ride a bike?
What's the hardest thing about learning to ride a bike?
The pavement.
Hey-oh. There it is.
Yeah.
That was the morning corny.
All right, Kenny Chesney, get along here on the Bobby Bones Show. If you guys want to talk, questions, comments, 877-77-Bobby. That's a phone number.
Met a man wearing a t-shirt said
on Wednesday's show, Coach Monica from Cheer on Netflix. Kim in North Carolina. Kim, you're on the Bobby Bone Show. What's happening?
Good morning.
Morning.
I was just wondering how Caitlin felt about all her new followers on Instagram.
Yeah, it's a thing, huh?
It's a lot.
The girl, my girlfriend now, not there'll be a girlfriend later, but I have a girlfriend. If you're new, I get in trouble doing that. My girlfriend.
My current girlfriend.
My girlfriend. But if you're new to the show, we've been dating almost a few months now. So she had her Instagram on private, but it turns out if you keep it on private and people request you, you can't find any of your requests if you have a lot of them. So she had like 10,000 back requests, and she was like, I can't find any of my friends that want to be my Instagram friends. So I was like, let's just do it public. And so she turned it public. And people, for the most part, have been very nice to her. She didn't want to be public, but now she's public, just part of it. She had 400 followers whenever she turned it on. I just looked. She now has 40,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She has 40,
That's fast.
41.8 thousand in about 3 days.
Yeah.
She'll be okay with it. We found there's a way that you can only let your friends comment, because she was like, I just don't know if I'm ready for people to say mean things about me in my Instagram feed because I'm not doing anything public. So we found a way in the Instagram comments to only allow your friends to comment.
Oh, wow.
On hers.
Okay.
So, but she's good at the whole thing. The whole being public thing is so brand new to her. She doesn't have a job that's in the public. She's not in entertainment. So, yeah, it's definitely a bit uncomfortable, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense.
It does. Yeah.
But she was here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I've always looked for someone to do TikToks with Finally found somebody to do TikToks with.
No. They're like, this is the best ever.
So on we put them on my Instagram and my TikTok, Mr. Bobby Bones. And so I think 2 of the 4 nights we just ate cereal for dinner and did TikToks and just did dance TikToks. And so, but I got to say, she's a pretty good dancer.
I know. I was like, wait, what? Was she on cheerleading or drill team or anything in high school?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I was impressed.
So yeah, she's.
I mean, I was too, but I still can't dance.
Were you jealous that you don't have somebody to do TikToks with?
I have Stashira.
But
So-
to do dances with? I've never seen you do dances with her.
We don't post them. Stashira says that I think Stashira put up one yesterday maybe, and she titled it "My Mom Can't Dance."
Oh.
Because she doesn't end up posting them because she's like, "Mom,
She's
you need to work
embarrassed
on
of you?
this." Yes, but we do them like almost every day.
I would say that she's okay with it. She's getting more okay with it, Kim. It's just new to her, you know?
Well, she owned it. It was great.
Well, I think going from 400 to 40,000 in the course of a few days was kind of a shock. But most people are nice, and I can appreciate that. And I told her that. I said, hey, most of our listeners are the absolute best. But with like anything, you always get a few bad apples.
And all it takes is the 1 or 2 that are bad, because unfortunately that's what we can sometimes focus on, and it makes you feel like everybody feels that way.
A great part of the weekend, because we spent 4 days together, she just stayed at the house, she was like, hey, I know we're spending 4 days together, but we should probably have alone time. And I was like, you could not have said anything hotter.
Yeah, she's perfect
right
for
now.
you.
Yeah. So she had work to do. She was working. She does sales. And so she was working, and she was like, I'll just go over here in this room, and you go to your room. And I went and worked out. And every day we had time where we just got our own crap done. It was the hottest thing ever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
How is she with being on time?
Not very good.
Uh-oh.
I was just curious about that. Because, I mean, that you find that to be super hot if a girl's 5 minutes early.
She's okay with being on time.
Okay.
It's not the worst ever, but it's not a priority. You know, me, it is. I give a everyday run. I give a rundown every day of my life, and so even with her, I'm like, okay, wake up. Here's the rundown for today.
Oh my gosh.
We're doing this, and so I time everything. It's just I'm a weird person to date, so. She does probably not as much as I would like, but I'm probably too much for her.
Has
that capacity.
Lateness caused any tension yet?
No.
It will.
Yeah.
Because that's me. And then my husband is like you. And then I'm like her. And it's inevitable. Ugh, it's the worst.
I was talking to your husband yesterday. He hit me up. He was like, hey, can you talk later?
Oh, y'all made an appointment to talk. By the way, speaking of times, I think my husband said something like, I got a call with Bobby at 3:30. And I was like, 3:30? I'm like, why is this
Are y'all talking
scheduled?
business?
So what happened? Yeah.
Why don't you just, no, I mean, but, like, that's how scheduled Bobby's day is on a Sunday. Call at 3:30.
Well, Amy's husband goes, hey, can you talk? And it was like noon, and I had some stuff to do, and I wasn't near my phone. And I said, hey, I can talk at 3:30. And he said, cool. So we scheduled it. And
Well,
so
he loved that too, so.
He loves it too. So
Yeah.
I hit him back at like 2 o'clock and said, hey, I'm going to be a few minutes late on this call. I'll give him an hour and a half notice. And then I ended up calling him at 3:33. And he goes, oh, you literally were a few minutes late. I said, yeah, I told you I was going to be a few minutes late. It was 3 minutes.
Yeah, literally.
And he was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this is my kind of scheduling.
Yeah, he said nothing's been hotter.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
But we did, the TikToks were fun. You can see on my Instagram. We went grocery shopping twice over the weekend. Here's how my grocery shopping
I know.
works.
Look at Bobby being all normal. I love it.
I don't go to the grocery store.
Yeah.
If I get any food, it's from the gas station. Like if I'm gonna stop and get food, I'll get gas station food, or I'll eat out. I get food from there, or I just have somebody pick it up at the store and bring it to my house. So I don't go to the grocery store, but I went twice. I don't know who I'm turning into.
How did it feel? Were you like, wow?
It was fine. It was fine.
Look at all this stuff.
Yes.
Those options.
Yeah.
Look at all these different
Because
apples.
if I'm gonna go, I go and I can get everything that I need at the gas station.
Right.
And
That's convenient.
And I don't need anything more. I'm a
And
single
that's
guy.
what's familiar to you because you said that's how you shopped as a kid too.
Watched the Arkansas basketball game together. So she sat down and watched Arkansas basketball. She's from Oklahoma, so she's not a big SEC lover, but she took one for the team. And so Arkansas lost. It was terrible. We lost to Missouri.
How'd you
Makes me
handle your
want to
mood?
vomit. Not very good because we're probably not going to make the NCAA tournament now. So it made me want to vomit everywhere all day. But that was okay. It was a good weekend. We're going to come back and get the draft on next. We're doing our favorite Disney characters. So I have the first overall pick. I'll go ahead and tell you guys I'm going to pick Mickey Mouse as the first pick. So, Amy, you can start going to make your second pick. I'm not going to switch.
Okay.
So I'll be taking Mickey Mouse as the first pick. And we'll come back. We'll do our Disney draft. I'm declaring my first round pick right now, like the NFL. If you know who your first round pick's going to be.
Nice of you.
I'm going with Mickey Mouse as the first pick. We'll come back next here on the Bobby Bones Show.
The Bobby Bones Show.
Hey!
All right, it's time for a Bobby Bone Show draft, where today we will do the Disney draft. Woo. Also, full disclosure, I work for Disney as well. ABC is Disney products. I'm probably a little too close to these characters. They're all my friends.
You hang out with all these guys?
You know, I did spend some time with Mickey last week at the Disney Aulani Hotel. We were shooting American Idol. I have the first pick. And with the first pick, I will go with Old Faithful. Spent some time with them 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Your buddy.
My buddy, Mickey Mouse. There you go. First round pick. All right, Amy.
Okay, I'm going to just go with Cinderella.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. Is Donald Duck?
Yeah, dude.
Is Disney, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay.
Wow.
Lunchbox?
Well, my wife said she used to try to be this person when she was a kid, and it's the Little Mermaid. Her name is Ariel.
Solid. Eddie?
I'm going to go my number one pick, Elsa from Frozen.
Ooh! Yeah! Wow.
8-year-olds aren't voting.
Wow, that's a strong one.
Thank you.
That
Yeah, Frozen's a huge Disney movie. I mean, one of the tops.
I didn't even
So
have
is
Elsa on my
Cinderella.
list.
Yeah, it's old school.
Oh, Mickey
Amy,
Mouse.
number 2?
I'm going to go with Woody from Toy Story.
Good one.
Okay, so we have in the first round Mickey Mouse to Bobby, Cinderella to Amy, Ariel, the Little Mermaid, to Lunchbox, Elsa from Frozen to Eddie, and then Woody goes to Morgan number 2. All right, so the second round we go backward.
For voting, are they just the names or are they written out what movie they're from?
It should just be the names.
Okay.
We're not going to have enough space to put the movies as well. Right, Morgan number 2?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. Morgan number 2, you have the first pick of the second round since you were last in the first round. Go ahead.
I'm going to go with another old one. I'm going to go with Donald Duck.
Oh, good.
Did you steal that from me, Bones?
No, I just was. I get mixed up sometimes on Looney Tunes and Disney. Honestly.
Understandable, I guess.
Yeah. Eddie, you're up here again?
Let's see here. Between two right now, but I think under pressure, I'm going to go for Nemo. Little clownfish, Finding Nemo.
Where's the pressure coming from?
Yeah,
Because the one I was going between was really good.
Okay, well, don't.
I'm not saying
You
I'm
can
saying it.
save it for your third.
By the way, Scuba Steve, our executive producer, is in a referee uniform in case there's any controversial pick.
Correct, yes. A whistle and I have a flag today.
Oh, so what's the difference in the whistle and the flag?
Well, you throw them at the same time. The flag is a visual to show these guys, hey, you did it wrong.
Oh.
And the whistle is for the audience.
But you have a mic on, so who's going to pick up the flag now that you threw it?
Okay,
Good
Lunchbox, your second round pick, you have Ariel. Who else you drafted?
Oh, yeah, this one I almost went first round, but he's still sitting here. I'm taking Simba.
Oh.
Oh, man, I forgot.
Boo,
about
that was
Simba.
my next.
Amy?
Winnie the Pooh.
I guess she must have looked it up.
No, it is.
It's Winnie the Pooh.
It
I looked
is.
it
Yeah,
up.
oh yeah, at Disney for sure, yeah, 100%. There's a ride at Disneyland and Disney World. That is a good pick.
Oh.
No flag on the play here.
Thank you. Jeez, Bobby.
I didn't know. Relax.
You're right, but I can't even get a, that's a good pick.
I didn't know if it was even Disney.
But it's still good.
Because Winnie the Pooh, the books aren't Disney books.
Correct, but I think Disney acquired them and made them into a movie.
It was a business acquisition. Wow,
Interesting.
how Disney is that even if it's a business acquisition? I'm up. I think I'm going to go with... Oh, I got a good one, but I think I can get it in the third round.
Well, yeah, because you pick again.
I know, but I don't...
Yeah, it's
back
like
to
you
back,
than you.
bro.
I'd rather have it as my third, looking at my list, and my second as
Gotcha.
my
I
point.
got
that
you,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah, my point.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Aladdin
That was it.
as my
good.
second pick. And so that'll wrap up the second round. Oh, there's a difference when you look at the list who's sitting
Yeah, yeah,
second
of
and
course.
third. All right. I have a Mickey Mouse and Aladdin. Amy has Cinderella and Winnie the Pooh. Lunchbox has Ariel and Simba. Eddie has Elsa and Nemo. Morgan number 2 has Woody and Donald Duck. Interesting. And my question here is, do I go with Iron Man
Oh, yeah, Disney.
because Marvel owns Disney? Can I do that?
You could, yeah. Disney bought them in 2009, so I think that would be okay.
Wow, Ref knows all this stuff.
How do you know this?
He researched for this more than we did on the bid. I'm going to go with Baby Yoda as my 3rd round pick.
You suck.
Yeah, Baby Yoda. So I have Mickey Mouse, Aladdin, and Baby Yoda. Amy?
Wow, so Iron Man's an option?
Yeah, take it if you want it.
That's my favorite superhero movie, but I just didn't see it as a character. So I'm either thinking now Iron Man or Pinocchio.
Ooh, Pinocchio.
I feel like I need to stay with the character thing, like the cartoony. So I'm going to go Pinocchio.
All right. Lunchbox, final pick?
Oh, man. My mom told me that women love this person, and I'm going Tinkerbell.
Interesting. Eddie?
Well, you took my Aladdin and my Baby Yoda. So I'm left with just, I'm going to have to go with my favorite Disney character of all time. Goofy. Gosh.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
And Morgan, number 2, your final pick?
I think I gotta go with a Disney princess. I'm gonna go with Mulan.
I haven't seen it, so I don't
She
know.
a princess?
Is she a princess?
She's considered in that realm, but that's not her. Like, she's not wearing the dresses. She's a warrior.
Does she kill people?
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, cool.
I may need to watch that.
The
making a new one.
remake is coming out this year.
All right, there are our teams. I have Mickey Mouse, Aladdin, and Baby Yoda. Amy, who's on your team?
Cinderella, Winnie the Pooh, and Pinocchio.
Lunchbox?
Ariel, Simba, and Tinkerbell.
Eddie?
Elsa from Frozen, Nemo, and gosh, Goofy.
All right, we get it. You can do the impression. Impression you do.
Okay, Yoda.
Morgan, number 2?
I have Woody, Donald Duck, and Mulan.
Okay. You can go vote on the team. It's not just one pick, but you can vote on the team that you like the best. BobbyBones.com. In the next 5 to 7 minutes, it'll be up there. Be up there, it will.
On the list, it will.
Okay. We good on that? We feel
Yep.
pretty good, comfortable?
Yeah.
BobbyBones.com. By the way, it looks like there's going to be a Friends reunion and how much they're paying each of them. Big breaking news. Came across last night. I'll share that with you coming up next.
Mr. Bobby Bones.
Friends is going to come back for a one-time show to launch the streaming service HBO Max. The cast has negotiated a sweet deal, a 60-minute unscripted program, and each of them gets $4 million.
Oh, my.
That's more than $65,000 per minute, almost $1,100 a second on screen.
Golly, that's
Amazing.
crazy.
Warner Brothers wants to fast-track the reunion special. They anticipate the show to come together in the spring. The last holdout had been actor Matthew Perry, who played Chandler. It seems it's a one-off event. The show's creators made it clear on the 25th anniversary. We'll be doing a reunion show. We will not do a reboot, which is a big difference. And it says that Ellen is probably going to be the host. So it sounds like they're just all going to sit and talk about the show more than just do
An episode.
An
or something?
episode, which is interesting. I don't think they should come back for a whole series because it'll never be what it was, and then people will feel disappointed by it. It cannot meet the standard that it's been set.
And when they're there in this unscripted thing, is it Rachel or is it Jennifer that we're talking?
Jennifer, I would assume. If
Okay.
Ellen's
Good
going to, I don't
question.
think Ellen DeGeneres interviewed them in character.
Well, I want to know what Rachel's doing.
I know, but I think it's about half of what we wanted because we want to know where everybody is, but I think she just probably gets them all together and interviews them.
Okay. Well, I'm sure. I mean, I'm in. I'll watch, so it's fine.
Here's what it says. The latest deal would give them all this money, nothing would be finalized. The special, which would feature reflective interviews with the cast rather than a scripted episode similar to the original series.
Okay.
And my favorite show is The Office, and I don't want them to come back for a new series. They're always like, ooh, The Office, we want to bring it back. What I would like for them to do is have a one episode, like a Christmas special, like they did in the UK. Like they finished that show, then the 2 episodes in the UK, and they years later they had a Christmas special. A couple years later, another Christmas special. There's one episode. So I would like for The Office. That'd be fun.
If The Office comes back, Jim is going to be like, hottie. I mean, what? They're going to have to whoa, hey, Jack Ryan.
Yeah, he's
up
definitely
in
built
here.
with a beard
Yeah,
now.
what happened?
So yeah, Friends. How do you feel about that? Would you watch that?
I'm watching it. Yeah.
Would you look at HBO Max and set up a free trial to watch that? Because you'll set up a free trial for anything.
I'll set up a free trial for anything, and then I'll forget to cancel it, and I will start paying for it, and then it'll all add up. Yes, that's me.
I did watch 4 episodes of the Justin Bieber documentary.
Mm-hmm. And?
Pretty good. I don't think it's worth buying the whole subscription to YouTube Plus.
Yeah.
Because the first one's free, but the rest of them you have to buy a subscription to.
I already got my 2-week trial thing in my email.
Yeah.
So I haven't started yet, though, but I'm excited. Why are they so short, though?
Yeah, none of them that I saw were over 12 minutes, I don't think. Maybe there's one 14 minutes, but they're all really short. It's like him in the studio. The funny part about him, because I love Justin Bieber now, because my girlfriend goes to church with him and just says what a great guy he is and just loves him. She just thinks he's the greatest. And she has a lot of friends that are close to that circle. And so I'm like, all right, I'm into it. I'll be cool with Justin Bieber. Did he care? Like he cares. Like,
Yeah.
So I like Justin Bieber now, right? And so I watched it. I liked it. For me, I wouldn't have bought the YouTube subscription to get it. But she had the subscriptions. We watched it on hers.
Gotcha.
And she had seen it before. But that Yummy Yummy, that's a jam though. That makes me do the body roll.
There you go.
That kid got so famous, so young.
Yeah.
Just like, boom. There's a clip on this show when he meets Hailey Bieber, who's his wife now, where he meets her the first time, and her dad was Stephen Baldwin. And so she was just Hailey Baldwin, right? She was a kid. And Stephen Baldwin took his daughter to meet Justin Bieber, and she does not give a crap. And it's the clip of them actually meeting for the first time. He was doing more like the Today Show or something. And he's like, hey, Justin. And he's like, this is my daughter, Hailey. Hailey's half asleep. She's like, hey. Doesn't care at all to meet Justin Bieber.
Most girls her age would have been freaking out.
It's really
That's funny.
But it's a good, I would have watched the whole documentary. I just wouldn't have bought a subscription to watch it. But that dude has 50 million YouTube followers. Like anything he puts up on YouTube, 50 million YouTube followers. Crazy. Our iHeart Country Festival's coming up May 2nd. There are still a few tickets left at texasboxoffice.com if you want to come. It's in Austin, Texas. You're going to love it. Derek Bentley, Sam Hunt, Lady A, Kelsey Ballerini, Kane Brown. It's definitely worth the trip to Austin if you can get down for that trip in Austin. We'll all be there. As a matter of fact, Eddie and I will grab our guitars and we're going to come out and play this song at our iHeart Country Festival. So what I'm going to play here is the Target song. If you haven't heard it yet, you can stream. I did give away 2 Target gift cards over the weekend because people will take a screenshot of it and post it on their Instagram, and they'll tag me, and then I went and found a couple of them, just gave them gift cards.
There were a lot of tags, huh?
And I plan to keep doing that.
That's cool.
So if you want to save it and tag me, I'm going to give away a couple more gift cards to Target.
I like the way you announced them too. You like screenshot and you put them up, and then you wrote winner across the page, like real big.
Yeah. I want people to know.
That's cute.
Like when I say something, I mean it. And I'm going to show you the winners. I'm afraid a lot of people aren't so transparent with their stuff. So picked a couple winners, gave them $50 gift cards. Not a radio station promotion, by the way. Just paying for them out of my own money. But also, if you have whatever streaming service you have, just if you leave work, just put it on repeat and let it play over and over again.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, get the Raging Idiots some streams. They won't playlists on
You don't have to
anything.
listen to it over and over
That's
again.
what I'm saying. We're like blackballed from being playlisted on anything. Because they're against good music, I guess.
Yeah, they don't like good music.
They don't like comedy music. Here is the Target song from Bobby Bones and the Raging Idiots. Here you go. Sometimes in life, you make a mistake. And this next song is about that. I needed food for my Labrador, so I went down to my favorite store. I didn't think about the clothes I wore, but I learned a hard lesson, that's for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't go shopping at Target with khaki pants and a red shirt on. Don't go shopping at Target with khaki pants and a red polo shirt on. An old lady came up to me. She said, how much for this cream of wheat? I said, today, old lady, it's free. And now she's doing hard time for shoplifting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't go shopping at Target with khaki pants and a red shirt on. Don't go shopping at Target with khaki pants and a red polo shirt on. Oh, Target, oh, Target. I should have wore a blue vest like Walmart. Oh, Target, sweet Target. Now I'm walking around gathering shopping carts. Ooh. I clocked in for a little while. I sent a man to the tampon aisle. Then I put on a little red beret. I walked around yelling, welcome to Target! 1, 2, 3, 4! Don't go shopping at Target with khaki pants and a red shirt on. Don't go shopping at Target with khaki pants and a red polo shirt. I love shopping at Target with khaki pants and a red shirt on. No name tag at Target, just khaki pants and a red polo shirt on.
Bobby Bones.
All right, we're coming back with positivity. Amy's got Tell Me Something Good on the way. Well, what we'll talk about is an animal shelter in Tennessee has the perfect idea for Valentine's Day.
That's the best.
It's a fun way they're raising money, take care of their animals, and Amy has that story coming up.
Bobby Bones.
I'd like to say good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Except to this one TSA agent in LA who's been arrested for tricking women into showing her boobies.
Oh my gosh.
A TSA agent was arrested on Thursday for tricking an airline passenger into showing her boobs.
Oh.
Jonathan Lomelli, 22, has been charged with one felony count of false imprisonment for intentionally and unlawfully detaining an individual through the use of fraud or deceit. He stopped someone claiming he needed to look into her bra.
No way. So
yeah, you tell me what would happen.
ladies, if someone says that to you, be like, well, first of all, where's my female that's patting me down?
True.
Because that's the law. Second, no, you don't need to see in my boob.
What a weirdo, huh?
Mm-hmm. That
For
is so
some
weird.
reason, I let those people are like doctors or cops or someone that I hold at the highest esteem. I'm like, I trust you completely, Mr. Guy that stands on the other side of the machine at the airport.
Yeah, I know.
It's like
If they tell you to do something, you do it.
Yeah, because you don't want to go to terrorist jail.
Right.
In the airport, you feel like you're going to terrorist jail for everything. So yeah, that stinks. So good morning to everyone except him.
Good.
Yeah.
I saw the story about this dog who set the Guinness record for the amount of balls he can fit into his mouth. And I love these dog stories, which, by the way, I spent all weekend training my dog. He's actually taking to it a little bit.
Oh, that's awesome.
Slowly, but he's getting there. And we worked on a lot of go to your place. He's got a bed. He's got 2 beds. He's got one in his bedroom, which he doesn't even go to that much anymore. He's never in there when I'm at work. He just chills in the house. He's fine at moving around then. Sometimes at night, though, I'll put him in there. But I'm about to just let him freely roam the whole house at night, too. He's about to be a year old.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it's time to make some decisions on your own kid. But every morning when I come to work, my battle with him is he tries to get out that front door when I go out the front door. And it's hard to hold him back while shutting the door. Mm-hmm. And also he's so short because he's a small bulldog that it's hard to hold him down and out. Every morning, it's just the biggest battle to get him to stay outside the door. But this golden retriever just broke the record for a number of tennis balls put in his mouth. Finley is capable of putting 6 tennis balls in his mouth at once.
Oh my goodness. How's that even possible?
I mean, this picture.
That's really funny.
I mean, okay. It's cute.
Finley is a 6-year-old golden retriever and is capable of fitting 6 whole tennis balls in his mouth. The current Guinness record was set by a Texas golden retriever named Augie in 2003, and he had 5. Not funny.
Wow.
Golden retrievers are smart dogs. How's your dog doing?
What is she? She's a labradoodle.
Yeah.
She's not that smart right now.
How's she doing?
I don't know. She's fine. Sometimes she's so chill and awesome, and then other times she's completely spastic.
Yeah, my dog
One of those is sometimes when she's one way, that's the poodle, and the other time it's the Labrador.
Well, my dog has what I call the devil hour.
Yeah.
About 1 hour a day, he turns into an absolute psycho and tries to play with his teeth because he doesn't bite, but he likes to grab with his mouth and play with his teeth. And he goes berserk. And so he has devil hour once a day. So I try to combat that. But he's getting there. As for as hard a time as I give him about not being a good dog, because they're also very stubborn bulldogs, he's doing pretty good. So we're working through it. Again, don't forget TexasBoxOffice.com if you want to come to our iHeart Country Festival presented by Capital One, Saturday, May 2nd in Austin. Get your tickets. Would love it. Thanks for hanging out with us here on The Bobby Bones Show.
It's time for the good news.
With Amy.
Tell me something good.
So, an animal shelter in Tennessee, they have the perfect idea for Valentine's Day. Puppergrams. It's the Sullivan County Shelter's idea, and they are offering adorable puppies that they will send to your sweetheart's office February 13th or 14th. The puppy will also show up with roses and a pup cake or chocolate dipped bacon. And then the puppy will snuggle with your Valentine, and then they leave. But that's your puppergram, and it shows up and does that. And they will only go to people's workplaces. There are no private residences for puppergrams, and all the money.
What do we think that is?
I guess they just don't want to be. I don't know. I was assuming just because a workplace is like a safe environment. I don't know. Maybe the volunteers that have to take the dogs don't want to go to somebody's house.
That's a good point.
And then just people try to take the dog. I don't know. All the money raised will go directly back to the shelter to help care for their animals. And then maybe some will even get adopted through this. So I love it. I think it's a great idea. And all shelters should try to do something like this every year.
That's great. That's what it's all about right there.
That was Tell Me Something Good.
Hey, questions or comments about the show, about us? 877-77-BOBBY. That's our phone number. 877-77-BOBBY. Appreciate you guys.
This
Come on, Bobby.
Transmitting across America.
Turn it up. Now this is the Bobby Bones Show. Let's go.
Got a lot of questions asking if I took my girlfriend to meet Amy, and I didn't. We were tried, but your kids were sick.
Yeah, I just did not want to expose y'all to any of that. So, yeah, there was a couple of times you reached out, like, what are y'all doing? And I felt like at one point it might be safe to come by, but then I would feel awful if you ended up with a cough.
Yeah, I'd feel awful too.
Yeah, I wouldn't live that one down.
Did you quarantine your kids?
I did upstairs. They know not to come downstairs. Sometimes we put stuff halfway on the stairs, like if they need medicine, or I'll go up there and we have masks or cover our face. And some moms, I assume, or other parents, or just people, we'll call them people in general, on social media, anytime that kind of comes up about me quarantining my kids, say that I'm extremely insensitive and not a good mom. And I'm like, how does it make sense for me as the mom to get sick? It just does not. It doesn't. Like, because then if the mom and the dad go down and everybody's down, then that's just not good. So, and Kara, who helps us with our kids, she went down. She was sick, couldn't work on Friday. So, I mean, there was, I knew it was spreading. So I knew I had to put it into place. Like, we just can't get sick. And my kids understand that. They feel bad. They don't want to get me sick. I'm still nurturing. Made them chicken noodle soup.
Do you go up to them?
Sometimes. Not every time. Depends on what is happening. And if I do, because my dad, he's old and sick, and sometimes we have masks that we have to wear, or he has to wear. And so we put those on. I mean, to me, it's just like, I don't know. And my mom wasn't really this way, so I see some moms like cuddling with and my kids are 12 and 9. It's not like they're little and they want to be held and cuddled. They know how to be on their own and take care of themselves a little bit. So I don't know. I'm like, part of me wonders if something's wrong with me. Am I not being nurturing enough? But I am taking care of them because other moms call me out for that. But the other part of me that's rational is like, no, this is the smart thing to do. Why would I need to get sick to hug my kid?
My answer would be based on their needs.
Yes.
Are you filling them? And
yes.
If they don't want to be hugged and kissed, then don't hug and kiss them. If it makes them feel better to be hug and kiss them. But if that's not their deal, then you're doing your job.
They got food, water, medicine.
Put the food through the little door.
And Netflix. They had that for like 3 straight days. Like, their needs are being met,
Is your son better?
Yeah. He got better before Stashira. Stevenson was on the mend by Saturday morning. I would say his fever broke and he woke up and wanted to go out and do normal things. But Stashira, she still was feeling rough, and like every time she coughs, her chest hurts really bad. And so I don't really want that,
We get it.
Yeah, with loud and
But I
clear.
love my kids. I just want to be clear. But
Amy texted them at least 5 times a day while they were sick.
Good for you, Amy.
Oh, yeah,
Good.
she can call me. She has her little watch phone from upstairs. If she really needs me, she can call me.
I don't hate it. You know me, I'm
Right?
a germaphobe.
Is it? But I just feel some of the comments I get sometimes are insensitive about it. I'm like, I don't get it. I don't know. I love my children. I know that. So you're not going to make me feel like I don't. But don't hate on me for trying not to get sick. Thank you.
She rests her case.
Yeah.
You guys can call us 877-77-Bobby if you would like. I didn't know that you didn't go up and do all that. I didn't know you actually left it at the bottom of the porch, at the bottom of the stairs. That's funny.
Sometimes we go halfway up.
Hilarious.
I'll meet you halfway. I will go up there, but we use masks and stuff.
Amy puts on a whole hazmat suit to walk into I'm here, kids.
Sounds like Darth Vader.
Sam Hunt, Ken Folks on right now, Bobby Bones Show. Appreciate you guys. Hey, hit us up, 877-77-Bobby, if you have a question or comment about the show. A lot of people giving feedback about Amy quarantining her kids. They don't have coronavirus, right? Check.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right, one-man band, Old Dominion, Bobby Bones Show.
Been flying solo for
There's two things we're getting hated on for right now. Let's do the first thing. In a little bit, Amy's catching flack for what she said she does, that their kids were sick, where her kids are 13 and 9.
12. Almost
12,
13.
12 and 9.
Yeah.
Okay. They're 12 and 9, and they're sick, but you leave the food on the stairs for them to come out and get it and then take it back in the cell. You don't really go in and take care of them.
Right. There's protocol. If I go upstairs, we're covered. They don't come downstairs. Because I also had people working at the house some this weekend on some stuff. I don't want to get them sick. So I have to keep the kids upstairs. It's like looking out for everybody. And then, sometimes I'll put stuff halfway up the stairs so they can come halfway down and then go back up.
So basically, you put your kids in quarantine.
Yes.
And they're okay with that, right?
Yes.
My whole point was, if they were asking you to come and be with them and you were like, nope, then that's different. But it seems like you're fulfilling their needs, and they just want to be left alone and watch Netflix and eat soup anyway, right?
Yeah, and they do, and it's also we read, we do puzzles. Stevenson yells down, "Mom, I completed a puzzle," and I'm like, "Good job."
I'll see you in a couple of days.
Send a pic.
Catch up Thursday.
Post it on TikTok. I don't know. I just don't feel like, yes, unless they are craving that and they need me, that I should get sick.
Right. Well, and a lot
what
of
use am I to anybody if I'm sick?
You're getting some hate, but I'd like to bring on some callers. They're sticking up for you at this point.
Thank you. Okay.
Let's put on Robin in Kansas. Robin, you're on the air. How are you, Robin? What's happening?
Nothing much. Hey, I was just going to say that I relate to Amy that if my kids are quarantined to their room, if they come out, everything gets sprayed with Lysol.
Yeah, wipe it down.
So when you hear Amy say this, does it make her sound less loving as a mother?
No, it sounds more loving because you don't want to spread it to other kids or yourself.
Thank you.
There you go. See, it's a good call.
I appreciate you.
Well, thanks, Robin. Appreciate that. Yeah, have a good day.
Thank you.
Let's go over to Kelly in Minnesota, who's on the phone. Hey, Kelly. Thanks for calling the show. What's going on?
I just wanted to tell Amy that you do not let people worry, or do not worry about what people say and all the shaming that they do. You're doing it right. Don't worry about it. And never, ever double think what you're doing, because what works in your house doesn't work in everybody's. It works in my house, little girl.
Okay, awesome.
Do you do that? Do you shut kids in their room and talk to them a week later?
Well, you know what? Don't judge, but yeah, sometimes you have to. If I get sick, my house shuts down. And then they're self-raising themselves even worse. And you have to take care of them. They have to get rest, put them in a spot, and leave them there. Throw them a sandwich. Here's some medicine. I'll see you in 6 hours. You'll be fine. Here's your phone. I'll clean it off when you're done.
I'm actually on Amy's team, too. Yeah, I'm just giving you a hard time. I don't have kids, so it's
But
always...
I can imagine when you do, it's probably going to be like what I'm doing, but even better. Like, you'll have a better system in play, and I'll be like, how'd you do that? Teach me.
Into the bubble, Bobby Jr.
Teach me your ways.
Walk into the bubble.
Right.
Thank you for the call. You guys, feel free to hop on the show. The other thing that I'm getting flack for, and we can talk about on the other side, matching clothes with my girlfriend when we did our TikTok video.
I mean, it was more than that, but yeah. I noticed y'all had matching outfits like every Instagram
That was
post.
me being funny. I was being funny.
Oh.
I can tell you what happened there, but I was being...
Okay.
She was not a fan of it.
Yeah.
But we went to Target to get some food. Went to the grocery store, went to Target, and we were going to do a TikTok, and we found 2 flannel shirts for like $9. And so I was like, why don't we get them these matching flannel shirts and we'll dance? It wasn't
For
her.
your routine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you can see it on my Instagram, Mr. Bobby Bones, but people are lighting me up over it too. I don't care. Light me up.
Yeah, it's cute.
I'll match. I like to match.
They're
I think
just
it's funny.
hating.
Yeah.
They might be jealous.
People are haters. What had happened was over the weekend, she needed a hoodie and I had 2 different colors. And I said, here, borrow this one. And then before we left, I put the other one that matched to be funny. And then she got dressed to go to lunch and she had a tie-dye shirt on. And then I had one, so I went and put it on her before we left.
And
she
a
was
black
like,
leather jacket.
Why are you always matching me? So it was me being funny, matching her on purpose. But
I saw something else where she had like black patent shoes and you put on, I think, the closest thing you had to that, which was maybe your Jordans that have a black patent tip. Or is that just...
I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, it was just shoes she was wearing. It looked like you had similar shoes. It just looked like you were matching her in little ways throughout. And I was like, oh, this is getting real cute.
The shoes wasn't a thing.
Okay. It was the other stuff.
I don't think I had any black. I don't know what you're talking about.
You have white, like I think they're Jordans. I could be wrong. And the tip is...
Oh, they're just Jordans. There was no match involved.
Black
No, we had
patent.
matching jerseys on, though.
Oh, yeah.
That was what that was.
Okay.
877-77 Bobby. Back in 1 second. We'll grab your calls, too. Let's go over to Brittany in Florida. Brittany, you are on the air. What's happening with you?
Good morning, studio.
Morning.
So I have two young kids, 4 and 2. I just recently had to take in my cousin who is 13 years old to try to take care of her based off of a really bad situation that she's going through with her family. But I'm having an issue where when we're trying to have family time, she wants to be on her cell phone playing, and I didn't know if anybody had any advice to try to get her more involved in the family.
Well, to just separate someone from their cell phone's tough because if you're a cell phone person, you're on it all the time. For me, I love my cell phone. It's an extension to actually have conversations and connect in ways that I never would without it. I think as a 13-year-old, and I know your daughter is ishy with this, right? I would think that it's not, hey, we need to get off our phone. It's, hey, let's compromise in some way. Between this time and this time, if you'll stay off your phone, you can also do X at this point. A 13-year-old to have your phone all the time is just natural.
It's really a 13-year-old that's coming into a situation where she's already, things are like, it's delicate.
And that may have been her comfort in the bad situation at home.
Right.
And it could be her comfort, her familiarity in a new situation with you. So I'll give my piece first. It's that I just don't think you take it away and go, we're not using our phone right now. You could say, hey, it'd be awesome if we didn't use our phone right now. In exchange for that, you can use it for 30 more minutes before you go to bed. Or there's just something you can add to it if you're going to take away. I think you have to stay on this even line. And if you're going to take something away, you have to kind of give something back, especially because she's not your kid.
Right.
You are taking her in. And if it was your kid a little more, you could be like, these are the rules. Abide by it. And you can do that with her, but it's just going to make it that much harder to connect on a deeper level. That would be what I would say, is if you're going to pull something back from her, allow her to actually go in on something else. Don't know what that is. Don't know her. Amy, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that too. And just make sure she knows she's super welcome during family time, because she also might be like, oh, this is y'all's family time. I'm kind of just the cousin that's here. And create like what would be interesting to her. Like, what does she like to do besides being on her phone? And y'all can all try to do that as a family with her so she feels included. And then she might get more used to spending family time and she'll start to do what y'all do. And then like Bobby said, with the compromise, I think it'll start to just become a flow and she'll want to put down her phone.
It's hard to slam a new rule on someone in an uncomfortable, unfamiliar situation, especially at an age like 13. That's about as tough as it gets. What do you think about that, Brittany?
To stay away from that. I've been trying not to address it with her at all, so I've just wanted like a second opinion, it makes me, I know that she's had a really rough time, and I know that she's going to probably be living with us permanently, and at 30 years old, I'm not really equipped for a 13-year-old just yet, but I'm trying, but I really appreciate the advice.
Well, also know that there's not a wrong way. There are ways that you're learning, and you may do it wrong for a second, but every time you do something wrong, you actually learn a little bit from it, and that kind of makes it right. So what I would say is, she's 13, so she's older than your other kids, right? You're having to communicate differently to someone who's just new inside the house too.
And you're never like, unless you're like an expert that studies like kids, I think with each new age, every year they turn and each new thing, and then each new kid is a new thing that you're learning. Like no parent is ever equipped until they go through it, but then each kid is totally different. So I think if you haven't addressed the phone, take the time to really invite her into the family time. Make sure she knows she's included. And just, I think between...
And she's still not going to get off the phone, by the way.
No, it's going to be hard. And she might be mad at you. But if she's going to probably be living with you permanently, then, rules are going to have to start to get enforced, because if it's permanent, you need to make sure she knows that you are the authority figure.
Okay, we're going to end on this. Have the conversation with her. It'd be awesome during family time if she wasn't on her phone as much. If she could a bit, be a little more invested. And if she'll put her phone away for half an hour, figure out something you can do for her on the other side, because to pull back, you also need to give a little as well, especially with the new addition who's 13. A lot of variables here that make the whole situation uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean it won't end up awesome.
Thank you guys so much.
Okay? We feel good about this?
Yep.
All right. Brittany, have a great day.
We should have a disclaimer, too, that
What's up?
We should have a disclaimer too that we have no idea what we're talking about.
But does anyone?
That was my point. She
no
didn't
one
feel
does.
equipped,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh my gosh. When I first got my kids, like I did not feel equipped, and I still don't. You just go with the flow.
Chris in North Dakota, you're on the Bobby Bones Show. Chris, how are you, bud?
Good. How are you guys? Morning, studio.
Morning.
Question for you. I was just wondering how your dog reacted with your girlfriend being in your house.
Pretty good. She caught the dog at a pretty good time where he's starting to somewhat be kind of good. He's just been a terror. Almost a year old. A bulldog who came and hasn't had a lot of structure in that. He's had so many surgeries that every time I try to train him or get the trainer to come train me to train him or to get the trainer to, he has to go in for another surgery. So it doesn't really stuck. But that being said, he is pretty good. We hung out all weekend. The dog was there for 93% of it. So it was good. It was good. That was a big part for me, though. Let's see how she'll be around the dog.
Mm-hmm. I literally had that written down, so I'm glad he called. Like I made a note to myself, and I would have forgotten about it. About how is Caitlin is she like a dog? Is she like kind of Stanley's mom?
No, God, no, not yet. They met once.
Wow, Amy.
When does that happen?
I mean,
like
a
at
couple
what
months.
point in the relationship
Relax.
does she feel
They
like
met once. Relax.
just once? Okay.
Well, yeah, it was the first time they had ever met.
Okay.
But it was good, Chris. Everything's new right now.
Well, that's good to hear. I was like, I know last week you had said you came up and bit you in the calf, so I was hoping something like that didn't happen. So
What'd you say again? I didn't hear what you said.
Didn't last week you had mentioned that your dog came up and just like bit you
bit
in the leg
you
or something
in the
like
calf.
Oh, well, unfair of me to say it like that if that's how it was taken. We were wrestling, and that's the only way I can tire. He has two ways to tire out: take him in the backyard and run him around in circles, or wrestle with him. And if it's cold, I'm not going in the backyard. So he wrestled on the floor, and he wrestles with his mouth, and so he got me on my calf. But that was on me. I did when it's cold. I hit the app and call a dog walker because I'm just not gonna go walk outside when it's if it's below 45. I'm not going outside. So I'll hit the app and call the dog walker, and they're great. They come and they just take him for a walk for 30 minutes or an hour. My dog will walk out to the front yard and just lay in the yard and not move. And he's like, "Good luck." And so they'll text me and be like, "Hey, he's not moving." I'm like, "Just sit with him." He's such an, as my grandmother would say, he's an ornery bulldog. But yeah, it was good. All that was good. Appreciate that call. You guys can hit us up, 877-77-Bobby. Here's Luke Bryan, Bobby Bones Show. Appreciate you guys. These kids in Sacramento had a protest to demand more homework.
Wow, why? Really, why?
Well, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, I don't know any kid, including myself when I was a kid, that wants more homework.
What if you don't
Exactly.
feel like you're learning? More than a dozen students and parents stood outside Sacramento's William Land Elementary School before Thursday school day started with a unique demand. What?
Parents were there too? I do not want my kids to have more homework.
Quote, I've had none. I'd like at least a little, said Luke Day, a sixth grade student. And his mom said he despises homework.
And he put his name out there.
Yeah.
Risky.
The issue is that for much of the school year, Luke's class has not had a consistent teacher.
Oh.
Instead, there's been a string of substitutes or a shuttling of students to other classrooms. They really just feel responsible that they're not getting the education they need.
Well, then if that's the case, then yeah, I guess they need to do what they
Oh.
need to do to feel like they're getting an education. It just, for me, homework's not my favorite.
Listen, those are the biggest nerds in school right there. Those 12 kids that are out there protesting, I don't care if I'm getting no education. That means I'm just getting a free A the whole year. That is the best thing ever to happen to me. When you get a sub all year, heck yeah. Nerd alert, nerd alert. You protested for homework. You guys are dorks.
I would compare it to either someone giving you a fish or teaching you to fish. Like, it's nice to get a fish. You get to eat that fish and then you're full and you're done, but you don't learn how to fish for the rest of your life. But if you'll be taught to fish, then you can actually have fish and do the work and have fish for the rest of your life. These kids are wanting to be taught to fish. They don't want to be handed fish. I can respect that.
Well, Bobby, you would have been one of the kids out there.
Oh, for sure.
No. I'd have probably started teaching the class. All right. I went home last night, kids. This is what I learned. I'm going to teach it to you guys now. But again, in life, we can get the easy fish.
Heck
We
yeah.
can be full for a second. And we can be king dingling for a second with our fish. Our belly can be so full. We're like, look at me. I'm king dingling of bellies. I'm full. Or we can say, you know, it's not the most glamorous thing, but I would like to be taught to fish. Because then for the rest of my life, I can take care of myself and I can take care of the people around me and I can learn and I can get an education. Yeah, it's not the easiest. You know what's easy? A free fish.
Yeah.
You know what's hard? Learning how to fish. Learning a new skill to be self-sufficient. So I encourage you, my friends listening right now, don't eat the fish. Ask to be taught to fish.
Go to school today and ask for more homework.
Yeah, I mean, these
You're
kids,
see?
they didn't even have their
You guys
face
are
blurred
missing
on the
the
news.
point.
Their faces are out there, too.
Some of the best days in school when
Yes.
you walked in as a sub teacher.
Yes,
You're like,
God, every day. It's
Oh.
like if you got dessert for every meal, it wouldn't be that good.
yeah.
If every meal was just cheesecake, you would go, cheesecake, I'll get a different meal. But if you're eating broccoli and grilled chicken for every meal, and then you get cheesecake like the seventh meal, you're like, holy crap, it's cheesecake.
Yeah.
So there's a difference there. We got to stop with this attitude of just let me get the quick fix. Learn. Then you can be the boss.
Those guys lost their friends, though, huh?
Oh,
No, you
they
guys
didn't
are
have
such
any friends.
That's not true.
Guys are
They
such
ha-
haters. I'm
they're-
done.
well, they have friends in each other.
Yeah. You know-
I'm not hating on what they're doing. I'm just surprised that kids are out begging for homework. That's all. And then as a parent too, sometimes I struggle with trying to help my kids with homework. I'm like, oh gosh, math is killing me
Sounds
right
like
now.
a personal problem right now.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a
Last
very-
time I helped my kid with his homework, he failed. True story.
Which
Oh
kid?
my god.
my 12-year-old.
What kind of homework?
It was math. I was like, let me double check that. And I changed
Right.
a couple things and he turned it in. He's like, F.
God, the other day we had 3 adults looking at Stashira's math homework and and maybe one of my other friends stopped by. So we had 4 adults that had eyes on this homework and none of us, one of my friends was like, my dad's a math teacher, hold on. So it's hard, especially if you didn't learn it how they're learning it and there's new ways they're teaching math.
So all of this coming from you is just that because you can't do the homework. Lunchbox is reliving his childhood dreams.
Absolutely. Easy A. I'll take it.
But let's be honest, Bobby's right.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Homework, yes, he is.
Learn to
'cause
fish, yeah.
Homework is imperative so you can learn how to do it because you're going to have it probably in the next grade in high school. So these 6th graders might as well learn how to do it. And then in college, you're pretty much on your own when you're trying to teach yourself a bunch of stuff. So you're right.
Thank you.
Team Bobby.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Bobby
look
Law came around.
whose show is this? It's the Bobby
Yeah,
Bone
Bobby's,
show.
'cause
And
Thank you.
Because he learned.
he's the one that did all the homework and we
Thank
didn't.
you. Thank you. Hey, I do want to talk about the Oscars last night. Let's do we have a special Mike D clip, Raymundo, that we can play?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's do it. 60 seconds. Here we go.
And now, Movie Mike's 60-second Oscar recap.
Mike D, what happened last night?
So I think there was a pretty big shock for when it came to Best Picture. Parasite ended up winning, which was the first foreign film to ever win.
So all subtitles.
All subtitles, the entire movie.
But you loved it.
I love that movie, and I think it's great that it won.
I may have to check it out. All right, what else?
I thought a cool moment was Brad Pitt winning his first Oscar as an actor because he had been a producer before.
But his first ever Oscar for being in a movie.
Yeah, and how big of an actor he is to not have one was pretty nuts.
All right, what else?
Joaquin Phoenix winning for Best Actor. I think that was probably expected, but glad that it ended up happening.
Well, you love that Joker, didn't you?
I love that movie.
I thought it was good.
But you thought he was great at acting, right?
Yeah, he was great in it. Just because he made it really odd. It was either going to be a laughed at acting job or a loved because it was so different and out there.
So
Yeah,
good.
that's the second time somebody's won an Oscar for playing the Joker.
Did Heath Ledger win one?
Yeah, he won for Best Supporting,
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. What else?
I thought the weirdest moment was probably Eminem coming out and performing. Because, I mean, 8 Mile, he won for that song for Best Original Song like 15 years ago, and then he just showed up randomly. Nobody knew he was going to be there.
Why?
Because they did like a montage of like music in movies, and then at the very end, they started playing the song, and he came up from underneath the stage.
I think when he won it 15 or 20 years ago or whatever it was, he wasn't there to accept it.
Yeah, I even watched the old clip when they won, and the guy went up to accept. It was like, Marshall can't be here, but he's a good dude. He's a good dude, I promise. He's a good dude. So I tell you what it did do, as much as people were hating on it a little bit, that's like the most talked about moment of the Oscars last night.
Because there was no host, so it really had no other moment aside from that.
I saw Scuba Steve with a funny tweet. He said there was no host at the Oscars, and it's fine and all, but it's like going to the grocery store and having to do self-checkout. I mean, it works, but it's not.
Yeah, it loses a lot of
It's
it.
like, you didn't have that experience, that personal experience. What else, Mike?
I thought it was crazy that Netflix almost got shut out. They had the most nominations, but they only won 2 awards.
Do you feel like there's something happening with the voters where they don't want to give Netflix the
I
credit?
kind of feel that way, that they're seeing it as like the streaming world kind of going against movies that are in theaters, so maybe they hold back on some of the voting.
You can't fight technology. You can hold them off a little bit, but you can't fight technology in anything. So give it a couple years, it'll be all the movies, basically. All right, Mike D, is that it?
That is it.
Any one point you want to end on?
Go watch Parasite.
I might today.
Still thinking about it.
You know, I started watching Knives Out yesterday, and I watched like the first 30 minutes of it, and I'm not there yet. Some people love it, some people don't like it.
Oh, I think my husband wanted to watch that. Is it like a comedy?
Yeah.
It's like a murder mystery
Yes,
comedy.
that's it.
Mhm.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'm going to hold my review back. I was surprised Mike D hadn't seen Knives Out because I went to him. Any movie I'm going to watch, I'll go to Movie Mike and be like, what's the deal? And he's like, it's the one I haven't seen
Yeah, I
yet.
heard it was a little overrated.
Yep.
Well, we'll keep it. You're the guy that needs to watch them and tell
Okay,
me.
I'll watch it.
You can't hear it. You got to watch it.
How did we feel about the Tom Hanks Mr. Rogers movie?
We liked it.
We loved it.
I haven't seen it yet, but it also is on our list.
Yeah, we really liked
My
it.
husband and I were debating the Forks Out,
Knives Out.
Knives Out, or Mr. Rogers, and yeah, we ended up going with the Ford versus Ferrari. But
So
Is
you
that
didn't
good?
pick either one of the movies you were up? We were like, listen, we had a big debate. Was it Knives Out or was it? And you were like, and instead we went with old school. What? So how was Ford versus Ferrari?
it was really good. I give it 4.5.
Wow, out of 5.
Race cars out of 5, and I knew nothing about it going into it. I think that's why it lost half a star, because it took me a minute to get into it. The beginning seemed a little bit, I'm like, well, it's happening. But once I was in and realized there's a true story, I was all in. I recommend it. It was good.
4.5 out of 5.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I haven't seen. Mike, you see that one? You
Yeah,
like
it's
that one?
pretty
huh?
good. I think you'll like it.
You will.
I do like Matt Damon
Yeah.
because he's in it, right?
Yeah, Christian
And,
Bale,
and I
too.
kind of like Christian Bale.
Anytime I see Christian Bale, I just picture him yelling at the
Good
staff.
for you.
Yeah. I'm like, oh gosh, he was probably a nightmare to work with on this.
Marin Morris, The Bones, Bobby Bones Show. Thank you guys for hanging. By the way, congrats to Marin. Song went #1. So big deal. There you go.